way they have, and you have some men kind of jealous and going toward the incel route. So
Yeah.
dudes like Casso gonna win all day, every day.
Yeah, because see, a lot of black women don't, man. It's a lot of dudes out here, man, just went the fuck boy route, and no woman don't want to deal with no fuck niggas, man.
Yo, or
I be
just
see,
He got
I
a
be
white tee,
seeing
self-loathing.
these
baby.
fuck niggas,
Black PC,
man.
he got a white tee, baby.
I don't know. I
I
don't
don't,
want to talk
I
about his
don't know.
personal. I don't want to talk
I
about
don't know
that.
about
Yeah, I
Okay,
that.
don't
I
care
saw that
about
in the
it. Yeah.
comments.
But yeah, go land your plane for me, Black Receipt, and I'm gonna let Jazzy go. But yeah,
Oh yeah,
I'm
I'm
happy
done.
women peeping some of these fuck niggas though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't really get mad, and yeah, I did that one. I don't really get upset because I know I'm happy women peeping these fuck niggas, man. But anyway, go ahead, Jazz. He will tell you himself. Oh, okay, wait,
Oh,
T.
okay.
What's
Hey,
up, Jazz?
Brian.
How
Hey,
you doing?
y'all. I'm
How you
good.
doing?
So
This
there's a
show.
few things that I wanted to touch on. Number one, I want to touch on the fact that when this lady was talking about the dude Casso, I've never seen his lives. But the Black and Brown Unity conversations and talks I have seen, the diasporic unity conversations, the Pan Africanists, all of them, right? And here's my thing, and even the black and yellow unity conversations. The unity will never happen. Okay, and the reason why it will never happen is not necessarily 100% due to the racism or anti-blackness of other groups. The number one reason why it will not happen is because black people play the game wrong. And what I mean by black people play the game wrong, these people honestly, more so than anything, it's not necessarily about race, it's about power. We do not present ourselves as a power player enough. Okay. We present ourselves in a way in which we come off as desperate and as begging. That's why I don't fool with the Pan Africanists. That's why I don't fool with the diaspora unity groups. That's why I don't fool with the Democrats or the liberals. I encourage a lot of people to read the book 48 Laws of Power, okay, to really understand what I'm saying, right? The art of war, to really understand what I'm saying. The way that we present ourselves is from the lower position, and we present ourselves from the defensive position. We don't present ourselves from the offensive position. What we do is consistently talk about how white people have subjugated us, oppressed us, etc., etc. I don't talk about white people in that manner. And the reason why I don't is because one, it leads people to think that you're scared of them, and two, it leads people to think that they whooped ass that they ain't whooped. Okay.
Mm.
So these people are more so why these people align themselves with white supremacy is because they are aligning with what they perceive to be the power structure. They believe that the power is not held by black people, it's held by white people. So they're basically, it's like when you playing a game of kickball and it's time to pick the players for your team and what team players are you going to pick, you're going to align with what you perceive as strength, even if they are not the strongest, right? You can watch certain shows like Survivor, Gauntlet, The Challenge, stuff like that. They're going to want to be with the big brolic dude. You need a big brolic dude. You need a brainy, nerdy motherfucker that can solve all the puzzles. You need a motherfucker with survival skills and tactical skills. That's how they're determining their team and who they want to have, right? So what we do is present ourselves as, oh, well, come with us because it's the right thing to do. These people don't have no morals, right? And if you read 48 Laws of Power, to tell you that people don't have no morals. People don't have no real character, human decency, or align with humanitarian ideals. They align with what can I get from this? What can I gain from this? Right. And then the way that the black community plays that is by saying, well, we all oppressed. No, we are not all oppressed. Okay. We as the black American community deal with far more oppression than everybody else do. The system designed a way for these people to be able to play into the model minority category. So they deal with racism, but they don't deal with oppression. Okay. And those are two totally different things. Yes, somebody may sit up there and call them the C word for the Asians, may make fun of their eyes and stuff like that, et cetera, et cetera. but they're still going to get preferential treatment when it comes to college. They're still going to get preferential treatment when it comes to jobs. They're still going to get preferential treatment when it comes to housing. Same things for the Latinos. Same things for the mixed race folk. Same thing for the immigrant folk. Okay, so they have not experienced what we have experienced. You're trying to form a relational relationship with people who cannot relate to you. Okay, because even though they can't be at the top, they can be in the middle and they're not at the bottom. So it's like, if you know that you can't win first place, then what would you shoot for? Second. You would shoot for second. So they're fine with shooting for second, right? And what they see us as is in dead last place. And they don't want to be in last place. And so how does this play into the system? They need us to be at the bottom just as much as white people need us to be at the bottom. When you think about white people, right? White people know they can't be the elite. They can't be the millionaires. They can't be the billionaires. The odds and chances of that are slim to none. But white privilege simply makes them better than you, and that is enough while they sit with Meemaw in that goddamn trailer park. Right? We ain't got shit. We ain't got a pot to piss in. We ain't got a window to throw it out of. Paul left us 30 years ago. We ain't seen that motherfucker since. And my goddamn grandpappy falling over drinking out the bottle. But at least I'm not black. Right? At least I'm not black. At least I can go over there and know that you are struggling more than me. That you are going through more than me because you were born going through stuff because you're black. Because you're black. That's why they flip out when they see black prom. What you mean y'all over here throwing luxurious send-offs and y'all not in poverty and y'all got nice and fancy stuff? I don't have nice and fancy stuff. So how the hell your black ass got nice and fancy stuff? Right? It riles them up because it pierces the false veil of superiority that they think they have. Same thing when it comes to the immigrant class. When they see black Americans getting attention, this is why they all descend on us and start throwing a temper tantrum. Because they're like, wait, what do you mean y'all get all of this attention? Y'all not supposed to get all of this attention because to them, we're not the originals, right? We're not the key star black people. The key star black people should be the people from the continent, right? Right? We shouldn't have that power. So how black Americans need to start playing the game is not being aligned with Democrats, because Democrats want us to play the game low. See, they want to tell everybody we oppressed. They want us to come outside and sing "We Shall Overcome" and sing Negro spirituals. We should say, no, fuck y'all. We doing well. We gonna continue to do well, and we gonna make sure we do well. We don't want to hear nothing about that welfare shit because we are not a people of welfare. We don't want to hear shit about that handout shit because we ain't a people of handout. We the hardest working motherfuckers in this country, and damn it, we not even gonna continue. Latinos want to say they are the hardest working motherfuckers in this country. You're damn right. You gonna be the hardest motherfuckers working in this country, because guess where we gonna be? We gonna be inside the fucking building with all these good white collar jobs. Y'all can have y'all ass out there in them goddamn fields if you want to, right? We shouldn't be arguing with them over menial ass jobs. That's what the Democrats want us to do. They want us to argue with them over menial ass jobs. No, bitch. I want to argue about me being able to have it more accessible for me to get my Juris Doctorate, bitch. That's what I want to talk about. Okay. I want to talk about how I can get more equity in my home that I own. That's what I want to talk about. I don't want to talk about no damn projects and you giving me a Section 8 voucher, bitch. I want to talk about us ending this predatory lending so I can buy this house I want to buy. That's what I want to talk about. Okay, so we have to move ourselves from that lowly position, see ourselves as more than just struggle and oppression, and see ourselves as the big kahuna and the big dog that we are. We done built this motherfucker, and now it's time for us to see some goddamn returns, bitch, because we invested in this country 500 years ago. So where the hell is my check? Where my money at? And that's all we need to be talking about.
God damn, Jazzy. Shit. Anybody got anything they want to say or anything? It's an open
Yeah,
panel.
I want to piggyback on what she said, because the Democrat Party is like a low hanging fruit. They stay on the whole we oppress. talking about white supremacy while half of them are married to uh, somebody from another background. You have them constantly, and it's almost to me as if it's like a talking point that they use, and those of us or those people that are still hanging on to it. I was having an argument or a disagreement with a friend of mine about Michelle Obama, and I'm like, this lady, considering coming from the lineage, broke so many glass barriers. And I said, she sits on her podcast or anytime she gets an interview, all she talks about is how she struggled and she still feels oppressed. This lady got 70, 80 million. She went to the most prestigious college. She came out of Chicago, south side of Chicago. She hit so many glass ceilings. And the things that she's talking about, again, it sounds like it needs to be on a therapist's couch and not sitting here regurgitating that to our children. This was a woman that back when they first ran, I was kind of proud of her. You understand? Because outside of her being the vice president, the first lady, she had her own accomplishments, but all she talks about is woe is me. And I'm going, how is the children supposed to look up to it? But I realized that it is a strategy. It is a strategy. They low hanging fruit and they play on that. And so I land there.
I want to add real quick for that, sister, too, is the fact that that's why they hated Black Girl Luxury. Who was on TikTok and Instagram when Black Girl Luxury blew up? They hated Black Girl Luxury. They hated Black women. They hated Black men when Black Boy Joy.
Oh, TikTok
They
friendly language.
hated,
TikTok friendly language. Love TikTok shop.
okay. They hated seeing that we were
Say
moving
H
out
words. Say
of
H.
this
It's
Say
the H
H.
word
Say
oppressive.
because
H.
I used
Say
that and I
Okay.
got
H.
banned for
Don't,
6 days. So
Okay.
yeah,
yeah.
don't say it.
Okay, they disliked us seeing us being free and leisure. They don't compute black and leisure together, right? The Democratic Party doesn't compute black and leisure together. They think that black people should always be working and striving. If we're not relatable, and that was one of the things people were saying, oh, it's just not relatable content. And the reason why it's not considered relatable content is because of the fact that they have placed these stereotypical roles that we have like manifested over ourselves of I am always supposed to be working, I'm always supposed to be suffering, I'm always supposed to be struggling, and I'm always supposed to be oppressed, I'm always supposed to be fighting the system, I'm always supposed to have a problem with everything and be angry about everything, right? And so what they can't have us move to this place where we no longer identify as these lower socioeconomic statuses, these lower social statuses, and instead decide to identify as a middle class, thriving middle class, upper middle class community, right? And the fact that many of us are in that bracket, but they hide it. The Democratic Party hides it. The Republican Party hides it. Majority of our population is actually in the middle class, right? But you would never know that. You would never know that the majority of our population is in the middle and upper middle classes because they don't want that to be what we are seen as. They want us to only be seen as freedom fighters that are fighting for a breadcrumb of the slice of the American pie, of the American dream. That's it. We're supposed to be dreamers, never doers, right? We're supposed to be dreamers, never doers. We never have the American dream. We're just constantly striving and asking and begging and beating down the doors to have it. But we already have it. And I think that why FBA is such a threat to them is because FBAs have delineated from the party, FBAs have delineated from their narrative, FBAs have delineated from their system, and FBA is delineating from what they represent in society because we're branching off and we're deciding to re-identify ourselves, and not only re-identify ourselves, but re-identify ourselves accurately.
And
That woman
delineating
should
from
have
their
never
playbook.
felt like that. Right. That woman should have never felt like that. I'm accomplished. I've done all of these things. I have the ability to do these things, and I'm gonna kick my feet up, and I'm gonna lay back in my chair, and I'm gonna sip my wine, and I'd be happy to see them YT folk out there in the streets. Yeah, yeah, you march for your rights and shit. I ain't doing it. So
Yeah, I agree. Shout out to everybody, man. What up, school? Yeah, shout out to everybody. That's my dog snoring in the background, y'all. I'm sorry. Yeah, man, that's a good point. That's a good point, and I agree with all y'all what y'all saying. Cause they always pick it's always the low hanging fruit, man. It's that low vibrational frequency, man. And I think that's one of the things that got a lot of our people that's in middle class with that same thought process. Cause there's a lot of successful black people that I'm around that I talk to, and they always go back to that Edmund Pettus Bridge, to that just like we shall overcome, that type of spirit. I'm like, nigga, you living in a $400,000-$500,000 house. What the fuck is you talking about? You know, and even people that live in black areas, and my brother Black Receipt, he can attest to this. There are people that live in Oak Cliff, Pleasant Grove, Duncanville, DeSoto, West Dallas, South Dallas. These motherfuckers got money out there. Am I right or wrong, Black Receipt?
Hell yeah, yeah.
And you'll
Motherfucker
think,
got. That's why a lot of it's a lot of old money out here too, and that's why a lot of the older people mad about these taxes, these property taxes.
mm-hmm. What's
They
about to say,
also,
Jill?
for mine, it's not just it's not, well, what about the people? It's not the Edmonds Pettus Bridge. It's not necessarily that for my generation. It is, well, but so you don't support reproductive rights. That's the main thing.
Yeah, women's health care. You don't believe in women's self to self to choose.
Yeah, the right to choose. And I remember they brought in. I remember I was like, I was at one of my when I was at work when that whole decision came out. What was that, like a couple years ago, 3 years ago, or whatever? They literally,
Roe
everybody
v.
was
Wade.
talking about it. Yeah, the what is it, the Dobbs decision or whatever.
Yeah,
I
Dobbs.
didn't say, everybody was talking about it and like making posts and stuff, and I wasn't saying anything about it. I didn't say anything. And they literally had a whole meeting with me because I wasn't saying anything about it.
But you know, one of the reasons why they took it back because the lady who brought the case, she said herself before she passed on that she
Yeah, she
fraudulated
lied.
her. She
Yeah.
lied about being taken advantage by a black man, and like we have to understand the law is created based off black bodies, whether it's something positive or something negative. That's how the law is created,
Mm-hmm.
and they had no choice but to reverse it because it was a wrongfully made decision because it was based off of fraudulent. Uh,
Well, it's not fully reversed. They just made it up to the discretion of the states for the most
yeah,
part. So that was it. But they were, again, like, that's what it is. Apparently I'm not for, and I'm like, what? So y'all think hunching is a top priority for me? That's what y'all think? It's really because these YT women are not having enough children. Why it lit a fire under them? Because when you're not having enough children, now your body becomes property of the state.
yeah,
So
that's what a lot of them scared of.
yeah.
Mm.
yes, and not only just that, it's just the fact that they were trying to fly all of that stuff under us. I said no. The Smishmortion data is based off of public Smishmortions, right? Not private doctors' office Smishmortions, because they don't have to disclose those records. You don't actually have to go to a Planned Parenthood to get a Smishmortion. Okay. And growing up in a predominantly YT area, I know plenty of places that I know plenty of their primary care physicians that gave them Smishmortions. Okay. Because all you are doing is they're just ordering the pill. Like they were just ordering the pill for them. And that is a Smishmortion. That does count as a Smishmortion. So I knew what it was all about. It didn't really have anything to do with us. We have to understand, but this is the negative doing of the Democrats. The Democrats use us as the mascot for every single thing. Every single things that don't have anything to do with us at all. They will make us the mascot for it. Oh, see, this is affecting the 600,000 black women lost jobs due to DEI rollbacks. Okay, why y'all not talking about the 2.5 million white women that lost jobs due to DEI rollbacks? Because
Mm.
they were the first people, because they're DEI hires, right? But it was way more of them that got fired and let go, because really, when we were having the conversation about how exhausting they are in the workplace, baby, everybody found them to be exhausting, not just us. And plenty of other people found them. Their male counterparts found them to be incompetent and couldn't wait to swing the gavel. Couldn't wait. Okay. And a lot of them lost jobs. They made it about black women, but it wasn't about black women. It was about getting their loudmouth asses back in the fucking house and cooking dinner. It had nothing to do with us.
Mm.
Okay, because they were like, hey, we're tired of y'all being in everybody's damn business. Get your ass in this house, make some dinner, and have some babies.
Mm. Hey,
Okay.
and and you make a good point, like how we was the face of everything. Like even with DEI, we didn't really benefit from it. LGBT, the black LGBT didn't benefit from it either, because a lot of LGBT organizations were mostly white. They got all the money, and
Yeah,
that's why I
and they
used to feel.
mostly racist.
Yeah, and there was race. Yeah, you're right. And what kind of bothered me the most, that kind of that I felt bad, was that, like, damn, like, my brothers and sisters not really seeing what these white LGBT organizations are doing. They put y'all in the front, they put y'all on camera, they have y'all tell your story, but in turn they pocketing every goddamn thing, man. They pocketing everything. Even out here in Dallas, where you see the transgender community out here, man, you'll see them walking up and down. You might see them in West Dallas, or you might see them over there on Harry Hines and stuff like that. Or even the homeless part. They some of them are downtown. And I be looking like, okay, during this time when the LGBT was popping and they were getting all this funding, why are these people still on the fucking street? There's no reason why all these people on the street, and that's all I'm seeing is trans in Dallas. They got all this stuff. They got an area. What's that area? The black out here in Dallas where all the LGBT be at.
Uh, uh,
I forgot the name of that area.
Woodlawn.
Woodlawn, yeah, Woodlawn. They got a whole area out there. They got clubs, restaurants, apartments, all this shit for them. But it's just kind of wild to me that. Hold on. Let me say another thing too. And if you ride through there, you'll see, like, uh, what you call this shit, like, fuck, man, what you call them, they be having these mobile things where you can
The
sign
mobile
up for
health
stuff.
healthcare things.
They got the healthcare thing. They got things where if you sign up for it, we'll find you a place and all this stuff, right? This the kicker. The more signatures they get from, like, let's say I sign a form like, hey, I'm in support, make sure y'all fund LGBT. They gonna get the money, but they never reach out to the black people in Dallas, Texas that need their help. I'm not saying all black people are not getting help, but it's a lot of black LGBTs out there that's not getting the help that's needed. And I think that's real
It,
fucked up.
it's a whole entire fact. They're not getting the healthcare packages. See, this is my
Yep.
lane because I work in that with human services and stuff. They're not
Mm-hmm.
getting the packages. They don't even tell them. I have told more vulnerable black populations about programs and assistance than they case managers have told them. And they case managers, y'all know, be them 8 by 11 folk, and
Mm-hmm.
they do not tell them that they can get various different things covered for themselves, that they can have access to housing, a whole funding pool that is specifically to house them. um
Facts.
so they don't tell them none of that. They don't tell them. For me, even when it comes to certain health diagnosis, once they are diagnosed with certain stuff, it does open a whole nother door of funding, and they never get told about any of that. And but they're the face of everything. And even if you clock from one moment, black women were the biggest, they had black women as the biggest representatives and allies towards the LGBTQ community. Then in the next moment, they had us as the most homophobic group towards the
Yeah.
LGBTQ community. I was like,
Jazzy.
wait a fucking
Hey,
minute.
Jazzy.
Wait a damn
They
I,
they did that
minute.
for the
hey, Jazz,
trans things too.
Jazz, I remember you kind of going to war with this shit too, but I ain't gonna bring
I,
that up
I was
again.
I was, because I was so sick. I was tired. I was pissed. And the reason why I was so pissed is because it really never really is quite often. It don't be black LGBTQ, I hate 2S plus as a whole.
Hey y'all, I
Any of them
remember that.
folk or they little liberal their counterparts, right? The ones that be deep with the liberals and the leftists that consistently come for black women all the time, all the time, all the time. So I said, hold the hell up now. If y'all want to go there, we gon' yeah, I had them calling me a turf and all kinds of shit. Cause I
Yeah,
said
they
I'm not
Ooh, they
playing
were
with
calling you
y'all.
that.
they were
Yeah,
that
I'm
That's
not
how
yeah.
you
playing
know
with
you
y'all
really
ass.
they really like didn't like
I'm not
you.
playing with y'all. But
Jazz,
I'll tell you what, it was not. Let me tell you, it was not black trans women. Black trans women was like, you are absolutely right. Because what are y'all doing? I said, because this type of stuff gets black. Y'all get up here, hoot holler. It gets black trans women harmed, not you. Don't
hmm
nobody harm. It don't get you harmed. It gets them harmed. So stop. Don't even put our community in nothing y'all got going on. Don't put us in shit. Don't put black women in shit. Leave us the hell alone. Cause I said, y'all not gonna sit up here and tell me that black women can get mistaken as trans women because we are naturally masculine when y'all hard faced asses is the ones who can't pass. Plenty of black trans women are not clockable. So I cussed they ass out. I surely the fuck did. And I said black trans women do a better job at being not clockable because they are in the community and getting the direct influence of black women. Y'all can only watch us on fucking TikTok and try to emulate us because we know that all y'all personalities is a black woman, a black content creator that you've seen on TikTok. Yes, I did. I dog walked their ass up and down the street. I sure did. I said, y'all are haters on black women. Y'all are haters on black trans women. Y'all terrorizing black lesbians and queer folk. Get y'all rock face asses on. I surely did.
You the
And you
reason why
know the
they made the
sad
cis
part.
term.
Hey, you know the sad part about all that though. There was still you'll still have like black people will see that and will still lean towards the left. Not even just with the LG, just with anything. Like just and Jazz, you remember we were talking about the Southern Poverty Law thing. You remember that, Jazz?
Because they were up to the other dude. They were racist. They are
Mm-hmm.
in that queer community. They're very freaking racist. They're very racist and they're very sexist, and they
Yeah.
just lie about it.
Yep. And the Southern Poverty Law, I ain't trying to switch over, but you remember the Southern Poverty Law thing where they was coming out saying that they was giving money to some informants, really wasn't informants, they're just buddies. Like, hey, I'm gonna drag the KK, well, I'm gonna drag the triple K, I'm gonna drag all these white supremacist groups. But in turn though, this is how I'm gonna get my funding. And we seeing that now. And it's black people still taking up for the Southern Poverty Law Center. They
But
still
they've been doing it again. That's the reason they put us as the face of everything. When you put black people as the face of everything, you can literally get these people to sign over their firstborn son because
hmm
they don't read nothing. All they say is, "Well, I don't think that Shaniqua and her baby kid should have Medicaid." And now they
hmm
asses is talking about how Meemaw getting kicked out the nursing home and put into a homeless shelter because they didn't know Meemaw had Medicaid.
Facts.
Well, they gave that damn Obamacare. I didn't like that
No,
shit.
mama
Obama
care.
was a racist. He brought back racism in America. But that American healthcare system, I love that American healthcare system.
They don't know what they're talking about. All you
Soon
got
as
to do
they
is put a
find
black
out that's the
person there.
same shit, oh, that's the same shit. God damn it, you bring that shit back over here.
That's all you got to do is show them a black person, and all of a sudden they get, and they've done studies about this, how it racism alters their brain in such a way that they can't even think straight. It actually just distorts their critical thinking skills. So all you have to do is show them a dog whistle. All of these different stereotypes, and the Democrats use them all the time, are dog whistles. That's all they are dog whistles. And the Democrats and the Republicans, they are working together, right? That's what bipartisanship is
Right.
the two parties working together.
Cause they down there starring me my last year with them food stamps, thinking Shaniqua got all the food stamps. Fuck them
Got
food stamps. I
all
don't
the
need
food
them.
stamps.
Me ma will make it.
Mima on her last leg, her very last leg, and they sitting up there talking about, somehow or another this has something to do with black people. This don't have nothing to do with black people. We told we listen. It don't have nothing to do with us, and they gonna keep being in the situations they in. But black people have to stop falling for these narratives where the Democratic Party wants us to believe that the sky's falling. Trump is the end of the world when we know Trump got 2 more years and we don't never have to deal with this fool again outside of him tweeting on damn Truth Social. And he's not even, he's a scapegoat. Like, he's a huge scapegoat, honestly, because stuff that don't even have nothing to do with him, they make it about him, which makes people again go vote and support stuff that isn't beneficial to them.
Well, you know,
Exactly, exactly. They like, even with them playing the game with that whole Medicaid nonsense going on at the end of last year, and they filibustered out there. They was trying to say that's Trump's fault. I was like, that's the executive offers. This is right here, Congress, and everything like that. And they the ones that are starving people out. And I kid you not, after the November election last year, my homegirl was like, now watch them go on and open back up the federal spending of the government. And by Sunday, election day is always on a Tuesday. So when they won their little seats, then they went and did it again. Now, nobody understands the fact that the Medicaid system and the Obamacare was never really put into legislation. It was always a temporary thing, and it was due to expire. It was due to expire, and you playing games with the people, but so many people don't really understand that. They just thinking, and everybody is saying no because the Republicans or Trump. Y'all playing games. There are plenty. If you really wanted to safeguard this situation, it would have been in legislation. It wouldn't have been something that had to be voted on and put in temporarily. It would have just been. But and how long ago Obamacare started? That was what, in his first administration? How many years ago? They play so many mind games, and so many people are so not understanding, and they hold the vulnerable communities hostage with being able to starve them out to make them go the way they want them to go. And they point into this bad man. They
we going
point
back
She
to
this,
she
Jim Crow.
cooking. No, she cooking. She's cooking because yes, it is. They use the vulnerable populations as a pawn in this really sick game, and they use us as a bargaining chip all the time. You can go back. Remember, Brian, when I told you about the compromise of 1877 that
Yep, I
ended the
remember.
Reconstruction era of black people? The Democrats, the Southern Democrats, used our Reconstruction era as a bargaining chip and the Republican Party used us as a bargaining chip to get President Rutherford elected. Like, they really sit up there and wheel and deal with us all the time. So when black people get away from the Democratic Party, they can't use us as a bargaining chip no more. Right? And they knew it was coming to an end. That's why they started trying to pander to the immigrant communities to try to use them as as a voter base. And they also were sitting up here trying to play all of these foul ass tricks to have them voting illegally. Because why are these people voting? They're not even a citizen of this country. And why are you convincing us that it is imperative for them to be able to vote when they're not a citizen of this country? Why are you trying to convince us that they need reparations and we need to give them money because of the things that they've suffered in this country that they wasn't even supposed to be in the first fucking place? Like, all of this different stuff can be unraveled with just us critically thinking about this shit. Like, none of this makes any fucking sense at all.
But sister, if the Republicans take over, they gonna take us back to Jim Crow. They gonna repeal back civil rights.
And
Don't you
understand,
understand?
brother. brother. And let me tell you how they almost ran a little racket on Virginia. That whole shit with Virginia. I said, oh, y'all get ready to vote y'all whole damn life and rights away because you think you compete with fucking Texas. Oh, well, Texas can do it. Florida can do it. Gerrymandering's okay when they do it, and they gerrymandering all over the place, right?
Yeah, they can't do what
Gerrymandering.
we do in
They
Texas.
gerrymandering all over the damn place. I said, y'all had one of the most fairest districting in the country, really, and you want to disrupt your districting to make it unfair 10-1 in the Democrats favor, huh? And it's gonna be like that for till 2030, so they say. And then they telling them that it's temporary. We know they be lying. Shit don't never be temporary with them. They was about to, and then they said, well, the Trump judge overturned it. The Trump judge overturned it because they read it and seen that y'all was finna sign y'all whole freaking representation away for 15 years. But they didn't tell you that part.
Damn, that's some cold shit.
Yeah.
Ooh,
But the
Jesus.
Democrats are known for gerrymandering. That's what they do in California. That's why I don't understand why some of these states trying to keep. Well, I understand because a lot of these Democrats are scared. They don't have no future when it comes down to who's going to replace some of these older people, and they don't have no plan to actually bring new voters in unless they're immigrants. So it's putting them in a predicament where they just throwing stuff at the wall and hoping it stick. And if it don't stick, they hoping they put some loopholes to trick everybody and be able to blame Trump and the Republicans, mostly Trump, because they don't want too much to fall on the Republicans, because they want to keep on being able to be bipartisan and lie to us with a smile.
I agree, man. I agree. But listen, y'all, man, I'm finna head to the movies. I gotta see the Michael Jackson movie, man. I got my glove on and shit, so I'm gonna be moonwalking forward. But I'm gonna give y'all the last word.
Not the glove on.
Yeah, the glove on.
You mean in business, ain't you?
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna take a picture.
Go ahead and take that picture so that we can see it. And do a little dance too. Do the little thriller routine real quick at the movie theater for us while you out there.
Well, I gotta see how I look first before I do it because I want to look cool. So let me make sure I got it.
You
Cause
got
I'm
your
finna
lo- you
give me a
got your
good
you got
laugh.
your you got your moonwalk dance down. You got it. You could do the
I haven't
moonwalk.
done it, y'all, since 88, 89. I
Nah,
haven't
you
done it
better
since
be
89.
moonwalk. I don't want to see you do it. You need to at least do the kick. At least do the kick now.
I'm just gonna show the hand. I'm just gonna show the glove. Goddamn it! See, y'all didn't hurt my feelings. I was gonna.
Are you gonna hit us with a you
I
gonna hit us
might.
with
I
the
might. And guess what? And guess. Hold on, y'all. Before I end it, guess what? It's a double matinee. So we see him after Michael Jackson. We see him the NBA YoungBoy concert after that. So I'm
I
gonna be
heard that.
thugged out with
Oh,
I said, now why they say that concert was a documentary? Who
I'm
said
sure going to
that?
see it too, just after the Michael Jackson. So I might be a little too turned and sweet at the same time. Be dancing
All
in.
right now.
But
well,
anyway, y'all.
enjoy. Report back.
Enjoy and
Report
have
back.
fun.
Have
Thank you,
fun.
Jazz, for
Have
coming up.
fun.
Thank you, Queen, for coming up. Thank you, everyone in the comment section, man. I thank y'all for the gifts. Thank y'all for the love, and I appreciate it, man. Y'all have a good one, man. I'm gonna be back on later on tonight, though, y'all. Y'all be safe.
Okay.
Mm.